Hi guys, YS2256 here, and today we're going to be doing another What If video. Today is going to be What If Raditz Turned Good Part 2. I hope this gets as many views as the first part did, it seemed quite popular. I hope we can try and get to at least 30 views, and if we can get to at least 5 likes on this video, I'll carry on with a part 3. So, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and give me your opinions and any suggestions you might have for the videos. Okay, so where we last left off, Raditz had come to Earth just like in the original, to try and invade it for the Frieza Force, and gather his brother Kakarot, but he was reluctant, and chose not to join him instead. So Raditz, just like in the original, took Gohan away, and Piccolo and Goku were forced to team up with each other. They then fought him, and Goku was killed whilst Raditz was able to escape. He then reported back to Planet Frieza 79, and approached Prince Vegeta, who was not impressed about what had happened on Earth. So he decided to go himself, and allowed Nappa and Raditz to come along. Nappa just for fun, Raditz because he didn't really want him on Frieza Planet 79, causing no good, and thought he needed his dog's body just to come along and see what the prince could do. And then Raditz got beaten down by his brother, and Nappa was killed just like in the original. Vegeta and Goku then had their fight, and Vegeta left. Raditz was then taken to the hospitals, and that's where we lead off from today. So let's get started with the next part. So, Raditz is left to heal in the hospital. Days pass, and the Zeta fighters are trying to figure out any way they can do to bring their friends back. They keep thinking, and then Krillin comes along with the idea, the fact that Vegeta had come up with saying that Piccolo was an Namekian. So, did that mean that his race could make Dragon Balls like Homie did? They thought this was a good idea, and Bulma and her father set about building a spaceship, based from Goku's old one. Raditz then slowly gained consciousness, and stared at his brother Goku. Kakarot! Where am I? You're in a hospital, brother. We healed you. You're healing. It will take time. A few months at best. A few months? The facilities on planet Frieza. He's struggling to talk. 79 would allow me to recover in a few days. But that's besides the point. Why did you spare my life? Goku doesn't know what to say to this. He was family. Surely that was the reason why he let him live, right? Well, yeah, this was true, but also Goku kind of wanted his brother to get stronger. So, could have a fun fight later and all that kind of stuff. He then asks Raditz if he knows where Vegeta is heading. But before Raditz can respond, there's an alert on his scouter. It is Vegeta himself. Raditz! Don't dare about following me! I'm heading off to planet Namek right now. Frieza's already there. He's trying to gather the Dragon Balls. I plan to get there first so I can wish for immortality. Don't get in my way, or the fate that happened to Nappa will happen to you as well. Understood? Raditz does not answer, and Vegeta takes his silence for his response. Good. Raditz then realizes what needs to be done. Brother! We need to build a spaceship and get to Namek at once! Before both Frieza and Vegeta get their wish! Goku doesn't really know who Frieza is, but he understands that Vegeta being evil would probably not be a good idea if he got the Dragon Balls. So the ship is then made, and Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan go on the ship as well as just like in the original. And they travel to Namek. All events happen the same. Goku decided to stay behind because he wanted to make sure that Raditz healed. He then asks Raditz, Brother, can you be good? What do you mean? Says Raditz. If you can help us, take care of Vegeta and this Frieza guy you speak of, then I shall allow you to live. Raditz was thinking about this. He'd also been thinking about that woman. She allured him. Bulma he's thinking of as well, by the way. She was a genius with machinery. The only people on planet Vegeta could actually manage to do. And then he thought maybe he could get with her. So he decided to bide his time and say to Goku, "Yes, brother, I shall help." Goku then pulls out a sensu bean from his pocket and feeds it to Raditz. He's then fully healed. He can't believe his efforts. What? What is this magic? I'm fully healed, and I feel stronger than ever, brother. It's called a sensu bean, says Goku. He then goes on to explain to Raditz what sensu beans are. And then they train for a little bit whilst they're waiting for Dr. Breeze to finish the spaceship. With a gravity chamber, Raditz finds out that they are going to be training the whole way to Namek, and it will only take them about 5 or 6 days. So, they get in the ship, and they start their training. They both get about 10 times stronger whilst training throughout the 6 days. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Raditz is only at 1200, right? So he'd surely not get that much stronger. But remember, guys, he's had 2 Zenkai boosts before now. So his power level isn't that of 1200. It's around 12,000 by the time they start training. And it gets up to 120,000 when they land on Namek, making him even stronger than Goku is. His power level has now reached 100,000 because he has had an extra person training with him. The events on Namek all play out the same, up to the point of the Ginyu Force coming and dealing with Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin. The Ginyu Force beat up Vegeta badly, and Gohan and Krillin are on the ropes when Goku and Raditz arrive, and they beat them down into submission. Raditz then takes down Raccoon with ease. Vegeta is amazed at how his underling was able to do this. Raditz, you just took out Raccoon like he was nothing! But he doesn't answer. He just goes after Jason Barter next, and they are nearly done in seconds. Vegeta is unbelievably oppressed. No! Raditz! Kakarot! They can't! They just can't be! The legend says it only happens 1,000 years! No! They can't be! The legendary Super Saiyan! Vegeta is outraged. It should be him being the legendary Super Saiyan, not these 2 low-class warriors! Goku then gives Gohan and Krillin sensu beans, and they are instantly healed up. He then gives one to Vegeta as well. "Brother, what are you doing?" says Raditz. "We shouldn't be giving sensu beans to that monstrosity of a prince." "Come, Raditz, we need him to take down Frieza." Goku had been explained to what Frieza was during the time on the spaceship. They then meet up with Bulma back in the cave, and she and Raditz have a moment. "Hi, handsome," says Bulma, looking at Raditz. Hello, Earth-woman." Raditz really doesn't know what to say here. He's never had to deal with any women before other than his mother. And that was when he was young. But he does play this off very well, and he even managed to woo her a little bit. But then they sense a high power level coming towards them. It's Ginyu. The 4 fighters then go out to find him, and Ginyu sees them. He sees Gohan, he doesn't recognize. Krillin, he doesn't recognize. He thinks that could be a Saiyan, the one who is Goku, obviously, but then he recognizes the other 2. "Ah, Prince Vegeta! Raditz! I thought I'd find you 2 here. Lord Frieza gave me the orders to find you and probe you for information on where the Dragon Balls were. Ha! If you think I'm actually going to talk, Ginyu, then you're out of your mind." Then the fighting ensues, with Raditz and Goku fighting the Captain Ginyu, whilst Vegeta makes a run for the Dragon Balls, and Gohan and Krillin are then ordered by Goku to go find them as well. So they take out Ginyu, but he first changes bodies with Raditz of all people! That's right, not Goku in this timeline, guys. It's Raditz. And Goku is then forced to fight his own brother again. It's almost like the Goku and Piccolo fight with Raditz before, but this time just with Raditz. And surprisingly, Goku has actually managed to win. This is obviously because Ginyu doesn't know how to use Raditz's full power yet. So, they manage to defeat Ginyu when he is forced into changing bodies, and he attempts to change bodies with Goku, but Raditz and Ginyu's body gets in the way. "I'll save you, Raditz!" he says. As he changes bodies, Ginyu is about to try and change again into Goku's body, but when he says, "Change now!" Goku throws a frog in the way, just like in the original, and Ginyu Frog is born. He, Raditz, and Bulma then head over to where the Dragon Balls are. They find Gohan and Krillin along with Vegeta, And then they find Dende, who had been ordered by Lord Guru to send help in order to summon Porunga and bring back their friends. Dende calls forth Porunga, and he asks the warriors what their wishes are. Vegeta wants to say first to make himself immortal, but Goku says he's making the first wish. He tells Dende to ask Porunga to bring back all their friends who have been killed by the Saiyans 1 year ago. Dende tries to ask this, but Porunga says that only one person can be brought back at a time. So, Goku first asks for Piccolo to be brought back to life. Dende does this, and he is brought back to life, and so is Komi, meaning that the Dragon Balls are now back on Earth. Goku then asks for Piccolo to be brought to Namek, just like the original. And then, they're not sure what to ask for the third wish. Vegeta wants to say naked immortal, but then Raditz has an idea that might make things better for them. Hey! What if the three of us all wish for immortality? Goku is confused, but Vegeta actually, he can see some understanding in this wish. I think that's a good idea, Raditz. Might be, actually. He gives a little snark looking at Raditz. The best idea you've ever had! Dende asks, is this their wish? And Goku reluctantly agrees. Dende then makes the wish, and the three Saiyajins then become immortal. Vegeta then first makes a beeline for Frieza, and he makes it fight. Vegeta! Surely you don't think you can actually stand up to me, do you, little monkey? I can, for you see, I am immortal, and you are not Frieza. For you see, you're not dealing with the average Saiyan warrior anymore. I, Prince Vegeta, have finally become the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta is convinced in what he's saying, but Frieza just thinks it's a joke as per usual. He and Vegeta then start fighting, and it is made clear very quickly to Frieza that Vegeta is even with him in terms of power. He then applauds Vegeta. Well, Vegeta, I didn't actually think you would ever stand up to my first form in combat before, but there's something you must know. I'm hiding a side of myself. You see, I can transform. Okay, how and when? Gudo told me. Oh, but why do you persist in noting me if you know? For you see, I know what your weakness is. You're weak. I'm immortal. And no matter how many times you try to get rid of me, I will come back, stronger than ever. Oh, is that what you think then? Then I'll just have to blow you up all in one go! He then transforms into his final form, pushing out to 100% maximum power at all costs. He will do anything to defeat Vegeta. He hated this monkey, and despised why he ever was ordered by his father to let him live. He then fights Vegeta, and it's made clear that at this point, Vegeta is not able to keep up with final form full power Frieza. However, Frieza is losing stamina heavily. Raditz and Goku then go in to join Vegeta with the fight. He at first says that he doesn't want them to aid him, but then he realizes if all three of them fight Frieza together, not only would they be able to strain his stamina, but they'd also be able to namely defeat Frieza. Come on, you two, says Vegeta. Let's kill that bastard Frieza! They then gang up on Frieza. Vegeta charges up all his power and screams, Gallic Gun! It blasts Frieza. Goku fires a Kamehameha. Raditz pulls out his double Sunday. And they think they've managed to do some damage to Frieza. And it does give him a few scratch marks, grantedly, but it's not enough to actually cause concern for the Emperor. Goku then has another idea. The Genki Dama. He just tells Raditz and Vegeta he needs them to buy him a little bit of time for the technique to work. So they agree, and they spar against Frieza, trying to avoid him at all costs. They are getting a little bit stronger, but Frieza knows how to make this not work. All he has to do is make sure he isn't providing any fatal blows to these monkeys, and they won't get a single bit stronger. I know your weakness. All I have to do is not create any fatal blows when I'm fighting you, and I won't make you any stronger than your pathetic bodies already are, monkeys. Goku in the background is charging at the Genki Dama. He commands Piccolo, who is now merged with Nail in the background, Gohan and Krillin to give him their energy. He powers up on his biggest Genki Dama he's ever done. even powering up to Kaioken times 20 whilst doing it. He then orders Raditz and Vegeta to get out of the way, but they just simply take it. As they're immortal, their bodies won't hurt in this blast. Goku then fires the Genki Dama at Frieza, and it's enough to almost destroy the Emperor. Bulma then arrives, and Goku says they've managed to defeat Frieza and his empire, and that they could return home now. But as they're about to, Krillin spots a strange thing in the background. Oh, it's Frieza! You filthy ones won't get away what you did. You almost blew down the mighty Frieza, but it wasn't enough. First you'll die, Nanekian! He fires the death beam that almost kills Piccolo, but it's enough to only knock him unconscious, sadly. He then tries to fire a beam at Goku, but Vegeta gets in the way. He's just about able to deflect it, but it costs him all of his energy and he's drained completely now. Vegeta then tells Kakarot that he's dealing with Frieza first. Before they could argue about this, Frieza does the psychic technique on Krillin. Goku! He screams, being exploded into space. Goku is anguished with anger. Bulma then approaches at Frieza. How dare you do that to my friend, you scumbag! Frieza is outraged with this outburst. He then fires a death beam straight through Bulma's heart. You can see where we're going with this now, folks. Raditz, he stares at Bulma's dying corpse, and he can't believe what's happened. The one he had become to love had been slain before their romance could actually begin. He and Goku then get angry. Sparks fly around them. A storm blows in the wind. Their hair spikes up, and with a mighty scream, they both cry out loud. They both turn into the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta can't believe himself. What? No! This can't be right! No! Not only is Kakarot the legendary Super Saiyan, but also is Raditz before me! Goku and Raditz then team up on Frieza. He is slowly draining of his energy. 100% power is not enough. I won't let you live! He fires the death bullet at Namek, and it hits the core, not destroying it, but allowing it to simper for 5 minutes. And that's right, folks, this time it's actually 5 minutes. 5 whole real Earth minutes. Goku then orders Gohan and Krillin to get out whilst they can, take Piccolo and Bulma's corpses and get back to Earth. They try to recruit, but Gohan is then given a look from his father and uncle telling him, just get them out of here. Now! Gohan obeys the call. He takes Bulma and Piccolo's bodies. Krillin can't be restored, sadly, at the moment. Vegeta is then outraged. I should be the Super Saiyan of legend, not you too! But Goku and Raditz aren't paying any attention to this. They charge Frieza and beat the absolute daylights out of him. He can't answer a word to this. Vegeta, meanwhile, is on the ground in furious outrage. He's screaming, I want to be a Super Saiyan! I wanna! It's not fair! Half an hour this goes for. Outrage pouring in his heart of pure evil and pure, unadulterating badass. And once it all's all over, his hair turns gold, and Vegeta, through outrage and defilement, has also become a Super Saiyan. Frieza can't believe his eyes. What? Not 1, not 2, but 3 of those filthy nunkies have finally become a Super Saiyan? I don't care. You must all die by my hands! You will be killed by me! He screams, firing his earth-ending ball of power. Goku screams, you fall! Firing an angry Kamehameha. Raditz screams, double Sunday. And Vegeta charges up a new technique he came up just right now with. Big Bang Attack! They obliterate Frieza. Nothing left. But now they have to get off this planet before it explodes. They find 3 Ginyu pods and escape whilst there's seconds left on Namek. They then arrive on a planet known as Yardrat. Raditz and Goku don't know this planet. Raditz didn't really remember it much, considering how he wasn't really as experienced with other worlds like Vegeta was. And so they found a master called Probara and were trained in the art of spirit fission. spirit control, and also how to use instant transmission and gigantification. They also were taught how to heal, which would mean they could heal their allies whilst in battle. This wouldn't be able to give them Zenkai boosts, but we would be able to keep them going, and they wouldn't have to rely on Zenku beans, on Zenkai boosts or Sensu beans. So, they then arrived back on Earth a year and a half later, and they arrived to meet a woman dressed in purple. That's right, there's no King Cold on here, because he doesn't know where Frieza died. And because Frieza was a complete obliterated, he can't be located. For the gnomes, at least. This woman asked to meet with Goku and Raditz specifically. Hello, my name is Bulla, and I come from the future. And that is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the Frieza saga of What If Raditz Turned Good? And what do you think is going to happen next? Do you think this person could be related to Raditz or Goku in some way? Or is she related to Vegeta? We'll have to find out what she means for the series going forwards. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, if we get 5 likes and over 30 views on this video, there will be a part 3. Bye, guys.